Never Death Row Production. Ladies and gentlemen, Mike Tyson, the next heavyweight champion of the world. Everybody else for.
Alrighty guys, what's going on? Welcome on back. It's the Empire. I'm your host Risky. Happy Friday to all. It is May 15th. Looking back at yesterday, we do hit on our ladder play. Our solo bet come through for us. We're now 28-15 on the season on our solo bets. We did hit one of our 3-leg parlays. That was a nice win. It could have been a much better day. We just needed the Athletics Cardinals game to go over 9.5 total runs. Finished exactly at 9. But you guys already know the rules. It's on to the next one. We got a full slate of baseball here today. I got this video coming out to you late. Got stuck at the job last night. Guys, Outlier Sportsbook, the link is down in the description. Sign up with them. The first week is free. Also at the end of the video here today, the 4 bets we'll be placing ourselves. With all of that being said, let's jump into it. Alright, first game up on the day, we got the Phillies in Pittsburgh taking on the Pirates. Aaron Nola on the mount for the Phillies. Ashcraft on the mount for the Pirates. Alright, getting into this one here, we got Aaron Nola on the mount for the Phillies. He's had one good start in my opinion this season. Other than that, he's given up 3 or more runs in all of his starts, walking 3 or more batters in all of his outings. His last start was a home game for him. He saw the Rockies, pitched 5 innings, gave up 3 runs. Looking at the spot here today for him, it's the same reason we faded him in that Rockies game. This guy has terrible splits versus lefties. The top of the Pirates lineup right now is hitting the ball very well. I see Aaron Nola going about 5 innings, giving up 3 runs in this one. This Phillies team played yesterday in Boston. Their bullpen is highly taxed coming into this one. I see the bullpen for the Phillies coming in, letting up a few runs as well. On the other side, we got Ashcraft on the mount for the Pirates, off to an amazing start this season, 2.70 ERA. He's only had 1 bad outing this year. But when I look at the competition he's been playing throughout the season, teams like the Rangers, the Nationals, the Orioles, he's been doing really good against those poor offensive teams. He's seen one really good offensive lineup in my opinion this season, and it was the Cardinals, and in that game he pitched 4 innings, gave up 6 runs. Today he's going to be seeing a Phillies team that has been hitting the ball much better of late. One thing I don't like for the Phillies though is the fact that they did have to play yesterday. They didn't get a day off this week, traveling into Pittsburgh now. On top of the fact that yesterday's game, had it not been for that Kyle Schwarber home run, they probably don't even win that game. Their offense did look bad in that Boston series. I see Ashcraft coming out here today, pitching about 6 innings, giving up a run, turning it over to a Pirates bullpen that's in a very good spot to come in, close the door. It's going to be about 70 degrees at start. No real wind to affect anything in this one. Let's get to the picks. The Pirates are the betting odd favorites in this game here today, and we're playing them on the run line. The game total set at 8. I do like the over 8 total runs in this one. For the player prop, we're taking O'Neal Cruz of the Pirates to hit a home run today. Next up, we got the Blue Jays in Detroit taking on the Tigers. Yes, Savage on the mount for the Blue Jays. We got Madden on the mount for the Tigers. Yes, Savage here back on the mount for the Blue Jays, off to an amazing start this year. 3 starts, ERA below 1. Today he's going to be seeing a Detroit Tigers team that's still going to be down Kerry Carpenter. The Tigers are going to be back at home where they hit the ball much better this season. I can see Savage having a good outing here today. The one knock on Savage, his pitch count gets. He runs up his pitch count by the 4th, 5th inning. He's already close to 80 plus pitches. I don't like that about Savage. The one good thing though that's on the Blue Jays side for this game is the fact that they had off yesterday. Their bullpen's completely rested. On the other fact is that this Blue Jays bullpen's been one of the best bullpens in the majors all season. I see Savage going about 5 innings here today, giving up 2 runs, turning it over to the Blue Jays bullpen that will come in and shut the door on this Tigers lineup. On the other side, we got the young pitcher Madden on the mount. He's made 2 appearances this year, 11 innings pitched, only 3 runs given up. Today, he's going to be seeing a Toronto Blue Jays team that's not really, they're a middle of the pack team versus right-handed pitching. That's the best way to put it. Even when it comes to slugging, they're right in the middle. I can see Madden, who throws a nice fastball, I can see him going about 5 innings, giving up a run here today, turning it over to a Tigers bullpen that is completely taxed coming into this one. They look terrible in the series out there in New York against the Mets. I see the bullpen for the Tigers coming in, giving up 2-3 runs in this one. It's up in Toronto in the Rogers Center. No real weather to sway anything. Let's get to the picks. Blue Jays are the betting odd favorites in this game here today, and we're playing them on the money line. The game total set at 8. I do like the under 8 total runs. For the player prop, I'm taking Barger of the Blue Jays for 2 total bases today. Next up, we got Baltimore in Washington taking on the Nationals. Shane Baz on the mound for the O's. We got Zach Littell on the mound for the Nats. Alright, getting into this game here, we got 2 of the worst starting pitchers going at it. Shane Baz on the mound for the Orioles. He's given them 2 or more runs in his last 4 starts. We got Zach Littell on the mound for the Nats. He's given up 4 more runs in his last 3 starts. Looking at the matchup for Shane Baz on the mound. For one, it's going to be out in DC. This Nationals team is one of the worst home playing teams in the majors. They're 6-13 in their home games this season. They're only batting .217 in those 19 games played at home this year. I do see Shane Baz going out here today, having one of his better games. This Nationals team is only batting .222 versus right-handed pitching. I see Shane Baz going about 5 innings, 6 possible, giving up 2 runs, turning it over to an Orioles bullpen that's rested coming into this one. I see them coming in this game and shutting the door on the Nats bats. On the other side, we got Zach Littell off to a terrible start this season. His hard hit rate's at 52%. We have a good hitting weather out there in DC today. I see Zach Littell giving up a few runs, giving up a possible home run or 2, turning it over to a Nationals bullpen that is taxed coming into it. They were playing out in Cincinnati yesterday. They give up 15 plus runs in that one. I see the Nats bullpen coming in this game here today, giving up a bunch of runs themselves. Looking at the weather, it's about 70 degrees at start. Slight wind about 5-6 miles per hour blowing out to the outfield. No real wind to sway anything. Let's get to the picks. The Orioles are the betting odd favorites in this game here today, and I'm playing them on the money line. The game total set at 9.5. I do like the under 9.5 total runs. For the player prop, I'm taking Ward of the Orioles for 2 total bases today. Next up, we got the Marlins in Tampa Bay taking on the Rays. Jansen Junk on the mound for Miami. We got Schultz on the mound for the Rays. We got Jansen Junk on the mound here for the Marlins off to an amazing start this season. He did get hit up in his last outings. Probably one of his worst starts on the year. 4 innings pitched, 4 runs given up. Today, he's going to be seeing a Tampa Bay Rays team that continues to hit the ball very well. Granted, they're hitting more for contact. They're not really slugging that well versus right-handed pitching, but they are batting .270 versus right-handed pitching. In their home games this season, they're batting .278 as a team. Their slugging goes up in their home games as well. So I like this spot for the Rays team to get some runs off of Jansen Junk. But also, Jansen Junk is a contact pitcher. Like I said, this team hits very well. They hit for contact, so I don't really see that being the problem today for the Rays. I see Jansen Junk going about 5-6 innings, giving up 2 runs, turning it over to our Marlins bullpen that is completely taxed. They didn't have off yesterday. They just wrapped up the series in Minnesota. On top of that, their bullpen, when they were coming out in that series, they were giving up runs every time. I like this Tampa Bay Rays team to get some runs off this Marlins bullpen. On the other side, we got Schultz on the mound. He's a low velocity pitcher, ground ball pitcher. To be honest with you, he has an expected ERA above 450. I was expecting this guy in his last outing to get lit up. He went out there, proved me wrong. Looking at the spot here today for him though, once again, I can see Schultz going about 5 innings, giving up 3 runs. He's going to be seeing a solid contact hitting team in the Miami Marlins, I should say. I see him coming out here today, pitching about 5 innings, giving up 2-3 runs, turning it over to a Tampa Bay Rays bullpen that's been one of the best in the majors. Still coming and shut the door on this Miami offense. It's down in Tampa Bay, no weather to sway anything. Let's get to the picks. The Rays are the betting odd favorites in this game here today, and I'm playing them on the money line. The game total set at 8. I do like the under 8 total runs in this one. For the player prop, I'm taking Jonathan Aranda of the Rays for 2 total bases. Up next, we got the Cincinnati Reds in Cleveland taking on the Guardians. The left-handed pitcher Andrew Abbott on the mound for the Reds. We got Tyler Bybee on the mound for the Guardians. Andrew Abbott on the mound for the Reds started off the season looking absolutely terrible. He had 2 games where he gave up 6 or more runs. His last 2 outings, though, he settled back down. He's pitched 14 scoreless innings in those last 2 starts. Today, he's going to be seeing a Cleveland Guardians team that is crushing left-handed pitching. It's odd, last season this Guardians team, which is pretty much the same players, were absolutely struggling versus lefties, one of the bottom teams in the majors versus left-handed pitching. They killed righties. This season the scripts flipped for the Guardians. They're killing lefties, struggling versus righties. We saw in that Angels series they struggled to get to Ure, hit up Reed Detmers. Today against Andrew Abbott, I can see a few of these guys who match up well against him because Andrew Abbott throws the fastball primarily. He's a fastball pitcher. I see him get hit up in this game here today. It's going to be decent weather out there in Cleveland. I see him allowing 2-3 runs in this one. The Reds bullpen, we talk about it all the time. Granted, it was their best game yesterday. They've probably played in 2 or 3 weeks, but back on the road here today in Cleveland, I see this Reds bullpen coming in, giving up a bunch of runs once again. On the other side, we got Tanner Bybee. He's 0-5 coming into this game. He has not been getting no run support in any of his starts, or the bullpen just comes in and blows it. It's him and Noah McLean of the Mets. These guys just have no luck when they pitch. Looking at the matchup here today for Tanner Bybee, I can see him having a good outing, his best start of the season, going about 6 scoreless innings. The Cincinnati Reds team is not hitting right-handed pitching at all. Yesterday's game, it was a lefty they faced. That's why they were able to put up so much runs, and they really matched up well against Foster Griffins. But in this game here today against Tanner Bybee, ground ball pitcher, pop fly pitcher, I see Bybee going about 5-6 scoreless innings, turning it over to a Guardians bullpen that is taxed. I see the Guardians bullpen coming in, giving up a few runs themselves. Looking at the weather here today, it's gonna be hitter-friendly weather with winds blowing from the diamond out to right field, giving left-handed bats a slight advantage. Let's get to the picks. The Guardians are the betting odd favorites in this game here today, and we're playing them on the money line. The game total set at 8. I do like the over 8 total runs. For the player prop, we're taking Jose Ramirez of the Guardians to hit a home run today. Alright, next up we got the Red Sox in Atlanta taking on the Braves. The left-handed pitcher early on the mount for the Sox. We got Strider on the mount for the Braves. Early on the mount for the Red Sox, the young pitcher's off to an amazing start. 8 starts this season. He has a 3.16 ERA. He did get lit up in that last outing by the Tampa Bay Rays, but one thing I like about that game for early, he had the most strikeouts he's had all season. Today, he's going to be seeing an Atlanta Braves team that does not strike out a lot. They will draw a lot of walks. They're a very patient lineup. Not to mention they're batting .272 versus left-handed pitching, slugging .411. I see Early struggling in this game. A bunch of bats match up well against him. The whole top of this Atlanta Braves order match up well against Early. If he can work the sinker a lot more against the left-handed bats, I can see him having a good day, but if he's trying to blow the fastball by these guys, he is going to struggle in this game. Looking at the Red Sox bullpen, they're taxed coming into it. They were just out in Boston, wrapped up the series with the Phillies, traveling here to Atlanta. I do not like the spot for the Red Sox bullpen. On the other side, we got Strider making his 3rd start of the year. He looked amazing in that start against the Dodgers, but I'm not really going to hold that start for nothing because in the last 2 weeks, we've seen a lot of mediocre pitchers go out there and have good outings against the Dodgers. Strider's 1st start of the season, he saw the Colorado Rockies in Denver, pitched 5 innings, gave up 6 runs. Today, he's going to be seeing a Red Sox lineup. All the best bats in this Red Sox lineup is lefties. He struggles versus lefties. I can see Strider going about 5 innings, giving up 2 runs here today, turning it over to the Atlanta Braves bullpen, one of the best in the majors. They're rested coming into this one after yesterday's game. I like this spot for the Braves bullpen. Looking at the weather down there in Atlanta, it's going to be a nice warm day, but we got wind blowing from the outfield into the diamond. Let's get to the picks. The Braves are the betting odd favorites in this game here today, and I'm playing them on the run line. The game total set at 8. I do like the under 8 total runs. For the player prop, I'm taking Baldwin of the Braves for 2 total bases today. Alright, up next, we got the Subway Series starting up. We got the Yankees in Citi Field taking on the Mets. We got Schittler on the mount for the Yankees. We got Clay Holmes on the mount for the Mets. Alright, we got Cam Schlittler here on the mount for the Yankees. He had to leave his last start against the Brewers very early. I think it was the 2nd inning. He took like a line drive off his hip. Today, he's going to be seeing a New York Mets team. They played really good in that Detroit Tigers series. Granted, Cam Schlittler is a much higher caliber pitcher than a guy like Kaiser Montero, who they stomped on yesterday. Cam Schlittler is dominant, works a really good fastball. I see this Mets team struggling to hit him here today. I see Schlittler going about 6-7 innings, giving up a run possible, turning it over to Yankees bullpen that is rested. The Yankees had off yesterday. The Mets had to play. I do like the Yankees bullpen arms to come in this one, shut the door on the Mets. On the other side, we got Clay Holmes on the mount for New York. For the Mets, he's off to an amazing start this season. 1.80 ERA. He does have an expected ERA close to 4, so we're expecting him to drop off the cliff eventually. Today, this is a ground ball pitcher, throws the sinker primarily. He's going to be seeing a Yankees lineup that's been killing sinker ball pitchers all season. There's going to be 6 lefties in this Yankees lineup here today. I see Clay Holmes struggling with the Yankees order, giving up 2-3 runs in 5 innings, turning it over to Mets bullpen that is playing much better right now. This streak that they're on, this little homestand they're here, they played really good, but they are taxed. They didn't have the day off, so I see them coming in. And plus, they're going to try to reserve some of their better arms for the weekend, for Saturday and Sunday, so I don't really see them pushing their bullpen too deep here today. I like the Yankees to put up some runs. Looking at the weather, it's going to be one of the lowest offensive games on the schedule. We got wind blowing from the outfield into the diamond. Let's get to the picks. The Yankees are the betting odd favorites in this game here today, and we're playing them on the money line. The game total set at 7.5. I do like the under 7.5 total runs. For the player prop, I'm taking Ben Rice of the Yankees for 2 total bases today. Alright, up next we got the Cubs White Sox series starting up in the White Sox home park. We got Cabrera on the mount for the Cubs. We got Burke on the mount for the White Sox. Alright, we got Cabrera here on the mount for the Cubs, off to an amazing start this season. Granted, he's probably coming off his worst outing of the year against the poor offense in the Texas Rangers. Today, he's going to be seeing a Chicago White Sox team. We talk about it all the time. This White Sox team really hits the ball well in their home games. Now, in their last 8 games played, they're batting .267 as a unit with 4 home runs to go along with it. I see Cabrera coming out here today, who pitches for a lot of contact. He pitches for a lot of pop fly outs. I see him going about 5-6 innings, giving up 2 runs. This Cubs bullpen is highly taxed coming into this one. Like I said, it's another series where the away team didn't get off yesterday. I could see the Cubs, even if Cabrera's struggling, leaving him out there an extra inning, so just so they don't have to drain their bullpen early in this series. On the other side, we got Burke on the mount for the White Sox, off to an amazing start this year. His last 2 outings, he's really looked sharp. Looking at this matchup here today for him, I can see Burke struggling. He's going to see 6 left-handed bats in this Cubs order. He struggles versus lefties. Another thing, a bunch of the left-handed bats in the Cubs order hits for power. His hard hit rate for Burke right now is at 49%. I can see him giving up a home run or 2 in this one. Turning it over to a White Sox bullpen that continues to play much better. Granted, they still have a high overall ERA, but they're playing much better on the year. Looking at the weather, we got 70 degrees with wind blowing from the outfield into the diamond, but it's only like 5 miles per hour, so it's not really going to sway anything. Let's get to the picks. The Cubs are the betting odd favorites in this game here today, and we're playing the home dogs in this spot. Give me the Chicago White Sox on the money line. The game total set at 8.5. I do like the under 8.5 total runs. For the player prop, I'm taking Murakami of the White Sox to hit a home run today. Alright, up next, we got the Texas Rangers in Houston taking on the Astros. Leiter on the mount for the Rangers, Eric Guerra on the mount for the Astros. Leiter here on the mount for the Rangers. He started off the season looking really good. He had 4 starts where he had made, where his ERA was at 2.80. Since then, he's been getting lit up, giving up 3 or more runs in all his starts. The big thing with Leiter, he's given up the 3rd most home runs in the major up to this point. Hard hit rate at 54%. I could see him coming out here today, having a good outing. This lineup for this Astros team is primarily right-handed bats, 6 righties overall. I could see Leiter coming out here today, pitching around Yordan Alvarez. We talk about it all the time. If you're a right-handed pitcher, just pitch around Yordan. We saw Castillo yesterday go out there and try to challenge him. First pitch he saw, he sent it. Pitch around Yordan Alvarez. I could see Leiter going about 6 innings, giving up a run. Turning it over to the Rangers bullpen, still the best bullpen in the majors coming into this one. On the other side, we got Eric Guerra on the mount for the Astros. 1.80 ERA, off to an amazing start. Granted, this guy has an expected ERA close to 4, so we're expecting him to fall off the cliff eventually. Today, he's going to be seeing a Texas Rangers lineup. One thing I like for the Rangers, they had off yesterday. They were able to rest coming into this one. The Rangers have been hitting the ball a bit better of late in their last 8 games played. They're batting .240 as a unit. I could see them getting a few runs off of Eric Guerra. Eric Guerra pitches for a lot of contact. I can see them getting 2-3 runs off of him, turning it over to Astros bullpen that's completely taxed coming into this game. Not to mention they're still the worst bullpen in the majors. It's down in Houston in the dome, so no real weather to sway anything. Let's get to the picks. Alright, the odds makers have this game as a dead even pick'em spot, 108-108, and I like the Texas Rangers in this game, and I'm playing them on the money line. The game total set at 8.5. I do like the under 8.5 total runs. For the player prop, I'm taking Jung of the Rangers for 2 total bases. Up next, we got the Diamondbacks in Colorado taking on the Rockies. Kelly on the mound for the Diamondbacks. We got the left-handed pitcher Kyle Freeland on the mound for the Rockies. Alright, getting into this one here, we got Kelly on the mound for the D-backs off to a terrible start this season. I think well, you know what, he's coming off his best start of the year, but still, ERA above 7. He's playing in Coors Field where he has a career ERA of 6.23 and over 6 career starts. I can see him coming out here today struggling against this Rockies lineup that's going to be featuring 6 left-handed bats. It's going to be very hitter-friendly out there in Coors, wind blowing to the outfield. I can see a few of these lefties getting a few home runs off of Kelly here today. The Diamondbacks bullpen is rested coming into it. They were off yesterday. They've been playing much better of late. I see the Diamondbacks bullpen coming in this game here today, stopping the bleeding, shutting the door on the Rockies bats. On the other side, we got Kyle Freeland on the mound for Colorado. He has been struggling this year in his home starts. This is something that goes back to last season. He has much better splits on the road versus at home. Today, he's going to be seeing a Diamondbacks lineup that's batting .260 versus lefties. I see Kyle Freeland coming out here today, struggling with this Diamondbacks lineup. The Rockies bullpen is taxed coming into this one after the series out there in Pittsburgh. I see them letting up a few runs when they come into it. Like I said, looking at Ballpark Pal, it's the best projected hitting weather day on the schedule, best offensive game. Let's get to the picks. Alright, the Diamondbacks are the betting odd favorites in this game here today, and I'm playing them on the money line. The game total set at 11.5. I do like the over 11.5 total runs. For the player prop, I'm taking Corbin Carroll of the Diamondbacks to hit a home run today. Up next, we got the Dodgers taking on the Angels at Angel Stadium. We got Blake Snell on the mound for the Dodgers. We got Kakanowicz on the mound for the Angels. Blake Snell back on the mound here. He made his first start of the year last week against the Braves. Got smashed in that outing. Pitched 4 innings, gave up 5 runs. Today, he's going to be seeing an Angels lineup that had the day off yesterday. Mind you, this Dodgers team had to play. Angels had off. This Angels lineup is crushing left-handed pitching. Blake Snell in that first outing, the velocity was down on all 3 of his primary pitches. Granted, it was 1 start, so we need to see him a bit more, but I do not like the fact that the velocity was down. Seeing this Angels lineup here today that hits for power. If they hit very good in their home games this season, I could see this Angels lineup coming out here today, getting another 4 runs off of Blake Snell in 5 innings of play, turning it over to a Dodgers bullpen that is highly taxed coming into this game. On the other side, we got Kakanowicz on the mound for the Angels. He's had some really good starts this season. He's a ground ball pitcher, pitches for a lot of contact. I can see him struggling in this game here today. This Dodgers lineup is going to feature 5 left-handed bats, another group of guys that hit for power. Like I said, Kakanowicz is a guy that pitches for contact. Hard hit rate at 48% right now. This was the guy last season that led the majors in home runs allowed. I can see Kakanowicz struggling in this one, turning it over to an Angels bullpen that is terrible coming into it. I see them letting up a few runs when they come in. Looking at the weather here today, it's in LA, but the Angels Stadium, which is usually a bit more on the hitter-friendly side, especially this season, we got wind blowing from the diamond out to the outfield. Let's get to the picks. The Dodgers are the betting odd favorites in this game, and we're playing the home dogs in this spot. Give me the Los Angeles Angels on the money line. The game total set at 9. I like the over 9 total runs. For the player prop, I'm taking Mike Trout of the Angels to hit a home run today. Alright, next up we got the Giants in Sacramento taking on the Athletics. Tyler Mahle on the mound for the Giants. We got Savali on the mound for the Athletics. Alright, we got Tyler Mahle here on the mound for the Giants. Off to a terrible start this season. One credit I'll give to Tyler Mahle. He's not playing no terrible offense. His last 4 starts, he saw the Dodgers, the Phillies, the Rays, and the Pirates. His last outing against the Pirates, he did look good in that start. Struck out 8 batters. Today, he's going to be seeing an Athletics lineup that strikes out the 5th most in Major League Baseball. That's going to help Tyler Mahle for sure, especially in the small ballpark where you do not want to be pitching for contact. I could see Tyler Mahle coming out here today, pitching about 5-6 innings, giving up a run or two, turning it over to a Giants bullpen that is in a very good spot coming into this game. They've been playing very well on top of that of late. On the other side, we got Savali. This guy continues to outperform my expectations I had for him. His last outing in Baltimore, he looked really good in that start. He struck out 6 batters in that game. Today, he's going to be seeing a Giants lineup that really doesn't strike out. They really are a contact team. Even when they're popping out, it's all contact for them. I could see Aaron Savali struggling against this team. They do not strike out a lot. They draw a lot of walks. Savali was struggling with his command in his last 3 outings. His commands really started to been his downfall. I could see him coming out here today, pitching about 5 innings, giving up 3 runs, turning it over to an Athletics bullpen that we keep on talking about. And we saw it in yesterday's game come exactly what we said was going to happen. They would blow the game. They did. They're not rested coming into it. They didn't have the day off. I like this Athletics bullpen to once again come in and let up a bunch of runs. Looking at the weather here today, it's going to be close to 80 degrees at start. 8-mile-per-hour winds blowing from the diamond to the outfield. We have a plus 30% on Ballpark Pal. Let's get to the picks. The Athletics are the betting odd favorites in this game here today, and we're playing the road dogs in this spot. Give me the San Francisco Giants on the money line. The game total set at 10. I do like the under 10 total runs. For the player prop, I'm taking Rafael Devers of the Giants to hit a home run today. Alrighty guys, before we get up out of here, the 4 bets we'll be placing here today are ourselves. Yesterday, our bet on the Cardinals came through for us. It won $20. Today, we'll be wagering that $20 on the Pittsburgh Pirates on the run line. We're getting them at plus 152. This is our ladder play of the day. Next up, we have a 3-leg home run parlay we're playing here today. We're going to start it off with Murakami of the White Sox. We're then going to play Moniak of the Rockies, and we wrap up the parlay with Mike Trout of the Angels, a $10 3-leg parlay. Alright, next up we have a 3-leg parlay we're playing here today. We're going to start it off with the Toronto Blue Jays on the money line. We're then going to play the Atlanta Braves on the money line, and we wrap up the parlay with the Reds Guardians game total to go over 8 total runs. And our final bet of the day will be another 3-leg parlay. We started off with the New York Yankees on the money line. We're then going to play the Texas Rangers on the money line. And we wrap up the parlay with the Dodgers Angels game total to go over 9 total runs. Once again, guys, before we get up out of here, I just want to send my salutes out to you all. It's Friday. We made it. You guys know I appreciate you all. I respect you all. I hope we all win some money here today. And I'm going to catch you on the next one.